Alan Hahn's Knicks Fix. He joins us in the Squarespace studio. Al Trautwig back on the Chase Bridge. Alan, what is going on in the NBA's Eastern Conference?
Well, we're seeing now, obviously, with LeBron James leaving the East, teams have been loading up, getting ready for a chance to actually get to the NBA Finals, which for 7 straight years, it's always been LeBron James's team. But now it feels like for the first time in a very long time, it's wide open. And now we see the Jimmy Butler trade to the Sixers. So you throw Jimmy Butler into a list of names of players that have now made the East a lot stronger. Blake Griffin came to the Pistons last year in a trade. We know about Joel Embiid as a draft pick, but Kyrie Irving, Giannis a draft pick, and then the Kawhi Leonard trade was a huge trade as well. So the Knicks are basically seeing what the standard's going to be when it comes to trying to build a contender in the East. Look at these teams at the top of the East right now. You're seeing 3 and D. They all shoot the three-point shot a lot per game, and they're also very good at defense. In fact, 5 of the top teams in the East are in the top 10 in defensive rating and defensive field goal percentage. So as the Knicks continue to build this roster, they've got to keep that in mind and also know that it's not about getting that big splash free agent. It's about making good trades and also drafting well, too.
Which member of the New York Knicks should be very excited about facing Mo Bamba of the Magic tonight?
Yeah, this is something to look forward to. And we did talk about this a couple of weeks ago when we did a little feature on Mitchell Robinson. So I want to bring it back to remind some of the fans about something that Mitchell Robinson said to me before the season even started. When I asked him a couple of questions, what types of players he tries to be like, he said Kevin Garnett. And I said, well, how about a player who's in the league now that you can't wait to go up against? I'm thinking he's going to say Joel Embiid or one of the well-known big men in the game. And he said Mo Bamba. And I was really surprised at why he said so. I said, well, why would you say a fellow rookie? And he said, well, people have compared us a lot, but he never played against him. Not in AAU, not in high school. So that's why he said he's looking forward to facing Bamba, as a very similar player to him, as we're seeing some of his great highlights. Look, the same thing, a 7-footer who can block shots and do a lot. So he said, hopefully when we get the time to play against each other, we'll see what people are really talking about. Now, their comparisons, as you're seeing here, both very tall, both very athletic. Look at that finish on the break. And their numbers are also very similar right now, early in the season. About 12 games for each. Robinson 11, Bamba 12. Around 5 points, 6 points for Bamba. The rebounds are the same. Blocks are about the same. Shooting percentage also very high because they're both big men. So they do match up pretty well numbers-wise. Let's see what it looks like on the court. Head
coach David Fizdale said he was going to get Emmanuel Mudiay fixed. It looks like it might be working.
Yeah, and you know what? And you have to credit also Emmanuel Mudiay for putting in the work. It certainly starts with the player who last year when he came to the Knicks admittedly was not in great shape, but spent the offseason getting himself where he needs to be physically. He's had some injuries that have slowed him down, but you can tell that David Fizdale is really behind this player and wants to see him succeed, and we're starting to see him emerge now in the rotation, coming off the bench as the first guard, and over the last 3 games, averaging 13 points a game, over 4 rebounds, almost 3 assists, a steal a game as well. But here's the big number, shooting 48% from the field and making his threes, 4 of 7 from downtown in the last 3 games. You love the way he drives. He's a physical player. Working on that shot's important, but the extra work is key here. He's a guy that's been after practice with assistant coach Caleb Canales, also with Noah Vonleh, spending some extra time working on pick and roll and where he can find his shot. David Fizdale believes that there's a lot in this player. He's a big guard at 6'5". He was a lottery pick, but he's been losing confidence over the last couple of years in Denver. He's trying to build him back up and see if the Knicks can get another steal out of a player they picked up last year.
And finally, our stat of the night.
Well, speaking of young players and drafting and how you build a team, we give examples all the time of how you do it the right way. Well, the Magic might be an example of how you can stay on that treadmill of mediocrity when you aren't doing well with your draft. Since 2013, they have made 7 lottery picks. 4 of them are now on different teams. That includes, of course, Mario Hezonja, who's here with the Knicks, and Victor Oladipo, who, since he left Orlando, has become a star.